fulfill my wish, otherwise I'll die to death. That's what will you do? One day, okay, ignore. 2 days, you ignore. Then what will happen? Afterwards, you will eat to that. Okay, Baba, what you want? And you will try to give them grace and compassion. And that is the way they used to gain power. God gifted power. It is also philosophically true. All the power comes from the divine. It is used to the channel one way and the other way. No, the same electricity coming through the channel is the same electricity supply coming to a machine. It is cooling the whole house. It is coming to another machine. It is making all hot, hot, hot. So just heat and cold are opposites, but that same power, how it is utilized. So they utilize their power of austerity by fighting against God Himself, God's power and God Himself. So this is the thing that the Narada is telling us the story on page 222 on chapter 4, that Hiranyakashipu and his son, the story about his son, Prahlada. So Narada said, when Hiranyakashipu prayed like this to Brahma, when he prays, did austerity, and Brahma appeared before him and then said, "Oh my, what did you want?" And as soon as Brahma appeared, then he praised that you are the Lord God, and all these teachings, what he said. He has a full knowledge about Dvaita Vedanta and philosophy, all other philosophy. But here you have to fight with him. Just fight him. So when Hiranyakashipu is praying to the Lord Brahma, and then the Brahma offered much by being pleased for his great austerity, granted all those boons. What the boons? He said that, "O thou last prayer," what he did to Brahma. What was the grant given to Hiranyakashipu? If it pleases you, up above in 222, 35 verse, that to give me the boon that I desire. What is the boon? Grant that no one among your creation shall be able to kill me. No one in the creation, Brahma has created the whole world, no one can kill me. And he is trying to block all the corners, possible corners, so that he remain the king of the world, three worlds, forever. So no competition. He will be ever living. So he said that no one can kill me. It should be impossible to kill me during night time or daytime. If I say, hey, no one can kill me during day or night, then 24 hours is covered. But he forgot that there is a Sondikkhana. Neither you call evening, neither you call day. There's a gap. He didn't ask for that. And that is the clue when God will kill him that time. Then he said, on the earth or in the sky. You will kill someone what? You are in the earth, you kill him. Or he in the sky, in the aeroplane or helicopter or flying. That can be killed. No, neither earth, neither sky. By man or any man. Man can kill me, but no man can kill me. Best finish. Animal, no tiger, lion, no one can kill me. Okay. No weapon too should be capable of killing me. No weapon in the world. It's a bomb blast, or it is a gun, or it is a whatever you are, arrow, nothing can, no weapon can kill me. And I should not meet with death from the entities with life or without life. Huh? So with life means anything which is pulsating with prana. I will not be killed by any such animal or entity, bacteria. Bacterial death. So all these people are dying because of COVID. No COVID can kill me. So he is blocking every corner. And neither devas or asuras, neither gods or demons can kill me. Grant that no opponent be able to face me in battle, and that I shall be the emperor of the three worlds. All the worlds I will rule alone. Earth, hell, heaven, all will be my control. When I am the Lord God, like Creator God, like you, may I have that imperishable glory and splendor which you and the protecting deities possess naturally. Protecting deities means rain god, sun god, they are protecting us, no? So I will have that invincible power, give me that boon. And that was granted. So Brahma said that okay. When Hiranyakashipu prayed like this to Brahma, the latter was much pleased with him for his great austerity, granted him these extraordinary boons he prayed for. Then Brahma said, what he said? "O dear one," means, "O dear Hiranyakashipu, it is not usual for people to be granted the type of boons you have asked for. You are asking for a boon which normally no one can ask like that. That I will be ever living together, all the I will be invincible, I will be thrown, and I will be ruling the three worlds, you give me the boon. It is very unusual boon. For they are extraordinary. Yet I am granting them to you because of your austerity and extraordinary practice. After granting these boons, the worshipful Brahma was blessing will never fail in its effect, departed, receiving the praise and worship of the Asuras and of the Prajapatis. So they are very happy. The Asuras, the Hiranyakashipu and his attendants, who are other Asuras and demons, all the demonic people and their head, Hiranyakashipu, they will be happy. They win this fight between gods and demons. Now, by the boon of this, what happened? The Asura had now a body golden in complexion. Strengthened by this boon, he now resolved to wreak vengeance on Mahavishnu for killing his brother. Now he started wrecking everything. And the great Asura then conquered all the three worlds because he is invincible. He will not be killed. That's naturally, he will be able to kill others. So, and brought them all the kingdoms under his control. Who are under the control? The leaders of the gods, devas. Leaders of the gods means Indra. Indra is the leader of God, no? God's God. He is the prime minister among other senators. Other senators are other gods, departmental gods, looking after the rain, sun, fire, all the earthly things, air, water, fire, etc., etc. The leaders of the devas and the leaders of the asuras and men, I say he had the control over the Gandharvas. Gandharvas means celestial singers, that domain, that area. No, Hindus have different levels of heaven concept. And in different levels, different entities live. We live in the human level, no? Our earth, we live in the human level. So there are Gandharvas, this musical, the celestial singers. They live another flight, higher and higher. Garudas and serpents, there is an entire plane for the livelihood where serpents and others live. Siddhas means those who are successful in siddhis. And also charanas and vidyadharas, they are all celestial beings. Of rishis means the sages, pitris mean the forefathers, and the manus means the who created this entire universe in one period of time. Yakshas, these are all what are called like asuras in different bodies. Pishachas means there are demons, Then pretas means bhoot. Preta means those who are departed, bad guys, bad departed souls, goblins and other species of beings. All were conquered and brought under control by him. So Hiranyakashipu then one by one eh, chased with his battalion and conquered each plane and drove away their presiding deity. There was a deity, which is when good people were there, holy people were there, those who in spiritual journey, that's why it is called siddhis. Spiritual life, Thakur didn't like the siddhis. Why? Because you get stuck. You will be ruling this plane of the earth. You will be ruling the heaven. You will be ruling this. So this gets stuck. You get stuck into that management. You could have gone straight to God, but you get some power and get lost. Your time, you don't find time for thinking of God or to be absorbed in samadhi. You lose all these things. So these planes, such spiritual entities were there, they're good. They're running the show better. But Ashura now, he took up the charge. Like good government, bad government, what happens? Big election. It's like that. And conquering all the states and this and that. So, like that. What a good person comes, all the people, residents will be happy. And bad person comes, naturally, its consequences will be same. So here, all being conquered, were all conquered and brought under the control of him, appropriating to himself the power and the status of the guardian deities of the quarters also. He now claimed himself to be the conqueror of all the three worlds, all the worlds. 8. He moved his residence to the realm of the Swarga, means Indra's heaven. Indra is the god of gods. His house will be special, very special. His land will be very special. Like there may be other houses, but the king's palace, that should be, that's the residence of the king. But that is a house, but that's not ordinary house. There should be gorgeous, all best items available there, all the pleasures and fans and all jewel and gold and all these emeralds will be available. So he moved into his residence. His residence was in the Asura Loka. Now he went to the Devaloka. And there in the Indra is the god of all gods. And he entered into that house. In simple language, he attended to his presidential quarter. From his own residence, he now enters into the presidential quarter, which was blazoned by the glory of the heavenly gardens of the celestial. And their garden flowers, they are not ordinary, all celestial flowers, very special, full of fragrance, full of beauty. They attended. There he stayed in the palace of Indra, who Hiranyakashipu went and entered into the palace there. And this Indra's palace was built by the celestial craftsman. Ordinary architect creates our houses, earthly houses. But Indra's house was built by, there is a Hindu architect, the greatest architect in Hindu philosophy is Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma is worshipped. It is a one aspect of Narayana, they say. So he created that house, planned that house out in the heaven for Indra, and which was the home of all beauty and prosperity in the universe. Is describing how grand was the palace of Indra, the king of kings, and there this Hiranyakashipu entered into that residence. 9th, there could be seen terraces of emeralds reached by flights of steps made of coral, as also walls of crystals and rows of pillars made of Vaiduja money. There is a what is called money. Money is the mm, what is the money name? What is the English name of money? Jewel. That money that stones which glow, which emits light, that type of thing. That's called the technical name they have given. Lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli. That means very, very costly all things.
Precious stones.
Stones. There could be seen canopies with artistic designs. The seats made of ruby, beads as white and clean and soft as the foam of milk. It is so soft at the same time, so and gorgeous, costly. How gorgeous it can be, all the descriptions. Festooned with strings of pearls, there went about handsome women of sparkling teeth, whose necklace ankles tinkled as they moved on, and who saw their own faces reflected in the surfaces set with precious stones in several palaces. That means it is just a description of a rich palatial house where Indra used to live, and now Hiranyakashipu, he entered into that palace. The Asura, 12th, the Asura, powerful in body and mind, was now the unchallenged and supreme ruler of all the three worlds and enjoyed life in Indra's residence. So they entered into that palace as a king. He entered into that residence and enjoyed ruling over the three worlds. Served by all the devas, gods, subdued by the rigors of his fearful, oppressive rule. He brought everyone under his control, so everyone becomes slave to him. Sir, whatever you say, whatever, please him, everyone. Even the gods becoming serving that Hiranyakashipu. It is the statement is being said, it is continued. Brahma is saying all these stories. O dear one, all the divinities except the Trimurti. Trimurti means Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Excepting these three, all the world, created world, all the creatures, all the gods, demons, angels, whoever there, all under the clutches of Hiranyakashipu. All the divinities except the Trimurti, they are weighted with persons, presents. They are all waiting with presents to offer to him, whose eyes were red under the influence of strong drink, drinking very high, and who possessed extraordinary vigor of body. His body is invincible body, and senses and mind, they're augmented by the power of austerity, tapas, and yoga. So he has so much spiritual practice and austerity. By that power, yogic power, his body is sparkling with a power and energy like that. O Skyan Pandu's line, Parikshit, he is talking to Parikshit, on him who had thus occupied the seat of Indra by virtue of his power, we sages like Viswavasu, Tumburu, and myself sang panegyrics. So did Gandharvas, Apsaras, Siddhas, Vidyadharas, and other species of being. He began to be worshipped by the followers of Varnasrama Dharma by sacrifice, in which the great amounts were paid at Dakshina sacrifice. So, this means Varnasrama Dharma means all the four classes of society: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, four ashramas, and four varnas. Varna is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and ashramas will be Brahmacharya ashram, Garastha ashram, the retired, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas ashram. When people of all categories in the society, they is offer sacrifice to him. All are offering. By this power, he appropriated for himself the sacrificial portions set apart for various gods, deities. The earth, with 7 continents, began to yield him all products without any agricultural operation. So everyone is offering their praise, offering their commodities, offering with gifts, or coming to him. So also the heavens gave plentiful showers of highly desired rains, and the upper regions of the air revealed many kinds of wonders. The rivers and the 7 oceans of salt water, liquor, honey, ghee, curd, milk, and pure water all brought tributes of precious gems with their wavy arms. So everyone in the nature, everyone in the created universe, whether he's a Brahmin, is a Kshatriya, or a warrior, or a business person, or a laboring person. So all men, women, gods, goddesses, all the nature, even the nature, they also offered their adoration to Lord Hiranyakashipu. The mountains prepared their caves for his sports. The trees yielded flowers and fruits in all seasons. He took upon himself and the power of the guardian deities of the quarters. So he took out the power from everyone and consolidated on him. That means he became invincible power, and only as we praise God, so he is praising, or the people, gods, goddesses, everyone started praising that this Hiranyakashipu. Now 19 verse. Thus he conquered all the worlds and became the suzerain over them all. But he failed to conquer his own senses. Naturally, when you get absolute power, so he lost his control over his own senses. Consequently, though indulging in every form of pleasure, he felt no satisfaction. As much he got engaged in enjoying the heavenly pleasures of the Indra, Varuna, etc., etc. All the gods and goddesses they enjoy. Though he has it, but there is no satisfaction. But the main cause is that no one can be happy with the sensate universe. No, you may be the king of all the worlds, but you will not be a happy person. Then all the kings and queens and all the presidents and of the countries, they could have been the most peaceful person, no? Or realized so. They don't have been so in samadhi. In ancient time, people were like that. Janaka and others we hear about that. Because they are detached, they don't want anything, but at the same time have the power of inner peace. But this is an example that he conquered everything but didn't conquer here. That's why spirituality is the point. Conquering the world by your physical power, you can do that. Ruling over others, you can manage that if you have the skill and a way of manipulating things and doing things, or whatever austere means, or whatever. But to find peace, very difficult. Na kaman kamo upabhoge no sammati. Jajati in the Bhagavad said in another place. He was the king and he enjoyed his own life of kingly pleasures, but he was become old. Then he thought, oh my God, one life is gone, my enjoyment is I did, but still I want more. Then he was praying, who can give that then? Suggestion, Bhishma, no? His son, Jajati's son, who said that some sage told that yes, you can get it back another life. In this body, you can get another enjoy, another youthful life. If someone gives his youth to you back. Yeah. Eh?
Yeah.
I said Jajati I know. But who offered him the youth, his own son? It is, as I remember, his own son came forward. Oh, my dad, you want to be happy? So I'll be taking your old age. You take my youth. He exchanged that old age youth. And then Jajati again enjoyed the princely, all enjoyment of the sunset enjoyment, another life. And then he came to the conclusion at the end of the second youthful life and lived the kingly pleasures. It came to this conclusion. These are the words. No yatu kaman kamo upobhogeno shammati. Kamo, the desires, the lust, cannot be conquered by putting fuel into the lust. It is like when you put ghee, clarified buttermilk, into the fire and say, okay, I put 1 spoon more and fire will be less. No, you put another, it will be more blazing out. So desire is unending. So that is the conclusion. Now, jat kaman, desires cannot be conquered by fueling the desire or giving more into that. But it is like an attempt to put down the fire by putting more ghee into it. So this is the conclusion here. So that's why he says, so he, indulging in every form of pleasure, he felt no satisfaction. Then what happened? Infatuated with wealth. What wealth? 3 words is his. He is the only king. So wealth and power, arrogant, and a law unto himself. He is the law. What he says, that is the law. One power, absolute authority. Unto himself complete transgressions of all scriptural injunctions. He attracted on himself the curse of all the holy men. Naturally, everyone is unhappy when he goes to so much arrogance.
So the Shukracharya granted him because Jajati got married with Devjani. Devjani was the daughter of Shukracharya.
Shukracharya said.
So Shukracharya granted him that okay,
Oh,
you can enjoy because Shukra is the enjoyer.
Achha. Shukracharya then said, they gave that boon, yes, you can be young again if someone takes your old age, but he will be old, but you will become young again. So Shukracharya gave that boon, and his own son probably he offered it. Okay, if my father is happy, I want to take your old age, and you take my youth. Very beautiful story. But so what happened? Infatuated with this power of wealth and arrogant and a law unto himself, in complete transgression of the scriptural injunctions, he attracted on himself the curses of holy people, but nonetheless ruled the world. Even if he had curse, no? Many good people say, why, what is this ruler now? What is this king? Huh? He may say whatever, he may curse, but he has the ruling period, no? So you will have to bear with it. Here is 4 years ruling, but he has got eternal ruling. So you will have to bear with it. But nonetheless, he ruled the world in this way for more than 71 yugas. I do not know how many thousands and thousands of years. But in the long period, he ruled these 3 worlds like this. Writhing in agony under the oppressive rule, all the worlds with their rulers at last took refuge in Achyuta, the indestructible being, having failed to get relief from other quarters. So people, good people, they're trying to find peace, knocked at every door, but failed. Who can give them protection from this Hiranyakashipu? Then, being failed, they all approach to Lord Narayana. That's why he called Achyuta. Achyuta is another name of Narayana. Achyuta means Chuti. Chuti means fall. who has never fallen from his own status, Achyuta, indestructible. They prayed. They means all the holy people, all that who are being oppressed under the rule of Hiranyakashipu, they prayed. What they prayed? 22. They prayed. Salutation to that realm where the all-pervading Hori manifests in a form and attaining which there is no return to samsara for holy men of great purity and tranquility. So they prayed, saluting to, thinking that there is a realm in which Narayana lives there. The Lord God lives there. And that is the all pervading Hori manifests in forms. That is his plane. Hiranyakashipu has no access to that. He cannot go there. And attaining which there is no return. Now, if one prays and one can go to Narayana Loka or Krishna Loka, we call, then nothing to come back. You will be absorbed in that. For holy men of great purity. But you cannot go anyway. You cannot go to Ramakrishna Loka easily. So you will have to go do so much meditation, prayer, and detachment and all these things. So praying like this with a pure and concentrated mind, with the senses under control, and giving up food and sleep, they invoked Mahavishnu, the master of the senses. No? So they all went to pray Mahavishnu just to take care of the three worlds and to free the world from the oppression of Hiranyakashipu. When they are so hymning, they heard all of a sudden a disembodied voice. They heard a voice. God didn't appear in a form, but a sound came, a voice came. Invisible voice, no form, but voice. As we all hear, the Moses got the voice from God. No, Muhammad used to get a voice of Allah, and he used to transmit that. Like that, it is a divine message he got. What he got? While they were so hymning, they heard all of a sudden a disembodied voice, deep and reverberating like the sound of thunder, which evoked joy and confidence in the mind of all good people. So all are praying, oh Lord, do something. So much suffering going on everywhere. Please release us. No, because they don't find any solution. Going to anybody, they bring their complaint, but no solution. It is all in the power of Hiranyakashipu. What the voice said? 25. The voice said, O leaders of the celestials, you are all celestial gods and goddesses, all this, do not entertain any fear. May you be happy and prosperous. My communion through sight or hearing works for the all-round good of beings. I am already aware of the wickedness of this most degenerated Asura, Hiranyakashipu. I shall curb him, but you have to wait a little more. When anybody comes to entertain hatred towards celestial Vedas, holy men, innocent creatures, dharma, God, etc., know his ruin. His ruin to be near at hand. So know for the history that where there is anybody entertaining hatred for God, hatred for righteousness, hatred for the scriptures, Vedas, hatred for the holy people, celestial beings, innocent creatures, those who will do that know that he is coming soon. His destruction is coming close. 28th verse on page 225. Though he is fortified in his strength, this Asura, by his own strength, by the boons he has received from Brahma, no? I shall bring about his destruction when he persecutes his son, Prahlada, who is free from antagonism, who is tranquil and high soul. So, Prahlada is born in the home of Hiranyakashipu. In the demonic family, one godly child has been born. No? So, everyone is in the forced to call upon Hiranyakashipu to be God, Lord. But his son, born son, his name is Prahlada. But he says, he takes the name of God. So naturally, his son, father is getting arrogant. And first, very sweetly, he says, no, I am the Lord. What is God you are talking about? Call upon me. I will give you everything. What do you want? Why are you asking for God? Who is God? I am the Lord. But the boy cannot be, in no way, he can be persuaded to his opinion. So we'll have those things now. So see this, what the boon they got, that when Prahlada, his son, who is a spiritual entity, the expression of modesty, purity, honesty, love, joy, and all these noble characteristics, he will be tortured. Then I will be to protect him, I will have to appear. There should be good cause, specific cause. So that's why he says that when anybody comes to entertain hatred, so I shall carve him then. Though he is fortified in his strength by the wounds he has received, but I shall bring about his destruction. When he persecutes his son Prahlada, what is the characteristic? Who is free from antagonism. In Prahlada's mind, there is no one his enemy. And his mind is so pure. Who is tranquil and who is highborn, high souled. So now Narada said again, after they had received the Lord's message thus, they means who? All the celestial gods and goddesses, they got this message from a voice without form. That message was received through this disharmony of voice. The celestials made prostrations and returned without any more fear, as they felt that the Asura was as good as dead now. Almost he's waiting. Few days in his life. So Mahavishnu, the Lord Narayana, will appear and he will destroy him. Now 30 to 32. This Hiranyakashipu, now this talking about this king Hiranyakashipu, who is ruling in the whole world, is in the palace of Indra. So he has 4 sons. All the 4 children are extraordinary in nature. Of these, Prahlad was noted for his great virtues. All the 4 children are there, but Prahlad was extraordinary spiritual values and virtues he carried. So devoted to the holy, his characteristic. Why Prahlad is special? Prahlada is devoted to the holy and the learned. That's one beautiful character of a young child. Devoted to the holy and the learned, exemplary in his conduct of truthful and having mastery over the senses. He was a dear to all beings as their own selves. Everyone loved him, Prahlada, because of his extraordinarily sweet nature, loving nature, and controlled nature, free from mastery over the senses. He has control over his self and he is honest. He is so pure in character, everyone loves him. And everyone finds in him his closest friend. Everyone thinks he is my friend. He attended on wise and holy men like a servant. Huh? If he finds one holy man, huh, by his own nature, he will run to serve them, the holy men, monks, wandering monks, and some. So that is his tendency from the childhood. As Ramakrishna used to do now, in Jayarama, in Kamarpukur, the sadhus used to come and make their night stay in some inns. And then Ramakrishna used to go and spend time with them, help them by bringing their firewood, cooking pots, bringing some water, fetching some water for them. So by ways, no one told him. But his nature is like that. He is fond of connecting with the holy people. And there are some people who will be connecting with the bad people. That's the sanskar. So here it is said that he means this Prahlada, attended on wise people and holy men. They're like a servant. He will do whatever they want, he will serve them. He was loving to the poor and the afflicted, like a parent. A poor person, he will be protecting them, helping them. Afflicted person, as their guardian, he will support them. To his equals, he was like a brother, and he viewed his teacher as God himself. And that is such a perfect character. So these are characters, it does not happen in one lifetime. It needs long, many lives, pure practice of spirituality, practice of honesty, sincerity, brings this character in a person. That's why Swami says character building education. Character building is the core, fundamental of religion. Your character should be improved from one level to the another level. Though endowed with learning, he has enough learning knowledge. He has wealth, of course. He is his father is the ruling person of all the worlds of existence. No, so how rich is he? A multi-billionaire son. Look at them; they are so powerful because of their money. No, and here the three worlds, all the world, all the treasure, all the wealth belongs to his father. So he inherits them. So with him viewed, he, though endowed with learning, wealth, beauty, noble birth, and none of these swelled his ego or filled him with pride. So he was such a good person that he respected his teacher as God. It's called Acharya Devo Bhavo. It is our teaching. The Vedic teaching is there. No? Vedic teaching is it's called when these students used to finish their school and go back to their home, the teacher will give this idea that Matridevo Bhavo, Pitridevo Bhavo, Acharya Devo Bhavo, Yani Anavadyani Karvani, Tani Shevitad Bani. These are addresses, eh? Convocational message was given by the teacher. Love your father as your God. Love your mom as your God. Love your teacher as your God. Let me see God in all where there is respect to be given. So these are the types of teaching is given, and he is already he's saturated with those ideas. So that's why he's equal to his brother with the poor and afflicted. He is to behave with them like a parent to his equals. He is like a brother, and is viewed there. Though endowed with learning, he has so much learning, so much wealth, beauty, noble birth, but none of these swelled his ego or filled him with pride. 33. Being intensely aware of the transitoriness and hollowness of all enjoyments. That boy, in that small age, he knows the transitoriness and hollowness of the world, which people take whole life to understand. No? Even in one lifetime, How many people understand the transitoriness of life and the futility of life with these enjoyments? Prahlada could remain unmoved in difficulties. He is free from aspirations of any attainment in the world or the next. He has no aspiration to gain anything in this world or in the heaven. Devoid of all sexual desires and established in the control of the senses, prana, body, intellect. So he has control over his body, control over his mind, control over his senses. So he's a perfect ideal yogi, you can say, ideal sadhaka. No? He was an asura without any of the qualities of asura. He was born in the asura family, but he has no asuric nature. He has a all divine nature. O king, Parikshit, great qualities of Prahlada are extolled again and again by wise men. Just like the excellence of the Supreme Being, people praise God, Lord, His glory. So His virtues are remembered even to this day. He's saying Prahlada's story is people are remembering through the ages together. Even now we recall the character of Prahlada as the ideal. No?
Because he was born in the lineage of King Vali. Vali was the great Vishnu devotee. And he gave all three worlds to Vishnu and went to the Patala forever because Vishnu put his feet on him. So, in the same devotee family, he was born basically. Only Hiranyakashipu in between became bad, but
We do not
otherwise,
know all these stories, but anyhow, he is in the environment. He is born, his brother, his other brothers, two, three brothers, they are totally worldly minded. So everyone in the home, only the son Prahlada is extraordinary.
no, because when Prahlada's mother was pregnant, Hiranyakashipu sent her to the forest. There rishis were there. So he heard rishis chanting and Vishnu Bhakti, everything when he was in mother's womb.
Yeah. So I think all the children, they go like that in early days, they used to sing. But why he got it best special is his characteristic. Yeah. Early days, yes. If that is the system, they used to send their mother who is getting expected child to live in this holy association of the sages so that child from the womb of the mother they hear the Vedic chants and mantras and teachings like that in a holy atmosphere. Say, but everyone does not become holy. In assemblies, O king, the great qualities of Prahlada are extolled again and again by wise men. Just like the excellences of the Supreme Being, his virtues are remembered even to this day. In assemblies for recitals on great and holy personages, even gods, the devas, the natural who are the natural enemies of Asuras, they also cite Prahlada, the Asura, as a glorious example of a great personage. So it's a Prahlada is among the group of the Asuras is a ideal son who is dedicated to God consciousness. He didn't ignore all the obstacles and loved God and showed the intense devotion to God. That being the case, men like you will surely appreciate his greatness. All his numberless virtues noticed above do not exhaust his excellences, but are a mere indication of his indestructible greatness. For he was one whose mind naturally flowed towards the worshipful Vasudeva. Prahlada's mind is always praying to Lord Vasudeva, the Krishna, the Narayana. Whatever condition is imposed upon him, he does not yield to that. Even as a child, like one insensitive and dull, he evinced no interest in toys. As the children play with toys, but he does not find any interest in that. As his mind was absorbed in the Lord. Like a man possessed by Krishna in his mind, that he saw not the external world as we do. Even as a child, like one insensitive and dull, he evinced no interest in toys, as his mind was why many people may be disinterested in playing in one ploy, but they will be interested in another. But Prahlada was not interested in playing the ordinary toy that the children play, but he is interested in the Lord. Like a man possessed by Krishna, his mind remained to be absorbed in him, that he saw not the external world as we do. So, a man, developed man, he sees Krishna everywhere. So, similarly, this boy, his mind was in Krishna, Lord. So, though he lives in the Asura's family, but he was not there and he is not interested in the toys of life. 38, page 226. As he was ever in the embrace of Govinda, he was like an automaton, unconscious of his own physical activities, like sitting, walking, eating, drinking, lying, etc. So whether he's sitting, eating, he's always thinking of Krishna, 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 Krishna. Sometimes he wept unconsciously, his mind overpowered by the love of Lord. Sometimes he's laughing, but remain on his sportive action. And sometimes he sang in great joy, his mind filled with the memory of his excellences. Like Sri Ramakrishna, this time singing, this time dancing, this time whether sleeping or waking, always thinking of Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And Ahuri Thakur said, Ma, whatever. The boy Prahlada had that character from the very birth. He got this characteristic. Wonderful. Sometimes he loudly chanted the name of the Lord. Sometimes he danced about without any bashfulness. Sometimes, infilled with him to imaginative identification, he would imitate the sportive actions of the Lord. Sometimes, being steeped in the thrilling joy of divine contact, he remained speechless like Samadhi, in complete absorption. His hair standing on end, and his half closed eyes shedding tears, stimulated by the inward bliss of unshakable love for God. Giving a great example how a spiritual person of God realization, they live in that awareness. This Prahlad, the boy, have all this expression of a knower of truth. Sometimes his tears are flowing, sometimes his hair is standing with joy, sometimes he's meditating, and going into samadhi like thing. So all these signs manifested unconsciously without any effort. So his hair standing on end and his half closed eyes shedding tears, stimulated by the inward bliss. The tears are not coming from other issue, but for stimulated by the vision of God inside. Unshakable love for God. He gave peace even to the minds of persons distressed on account of evil worldly association. By the spiritual joy he radiated. Any person who is coming before him who wants peace, by his presence, they can feel peace, uplifted peace. The joy which he derived from the service of Lord, the same reward which he got for keeping the company of holy men devoid of any worldly possessions. So, because of his association with the holy people, because of his meditative nature, because of his identification with God inside, so he became a source of peace to others. O king, it was on this son of his, a devotee of the highest excellence, and a truly great and fortunate soul, that Hiranyakashipu inflicted cruel tortures. He started trying to change the mind of this boy. And so he started torturing him many ways. So what he did, we'll read next day. We're already 6, no, 5:30.
What was the last verse, Maharaj? Number?
43, 7, 4, 5, 43. No, 7, 4, 43. Right? Na? Yeah, 7, 4, 43. So what we get it? Not much, no? But it is a question of storytellers can tell all this very beautifully with so much music and this and that. This is very interesting book. It is dry. Am I reading dry? But when it goes to they're called Harikatha. They are experts. They will tell one thing, sing some lines, bring some old stories, all these stories she was talking, all these Puranic stories. So make it so enjoyable. Thousands, 10,000 people may be spellbound. Hours and hours they'll listen this. But here we have know that I do not know those things. That's just dishing. So Nishant has put a question. If Hiranyakashipu has done so much tapasya to achieve his position, should not he have learned to control his senses? Yes, he have learned to control his senses, but the purpose is important. You can control everything, but what purpose? He didn't want for God realization. He wanted to kill the king, think of Krishna, and that will to get away of the curse. Purpose is the important. The action is not important. He has, of course, done this control of the senses. And when the purpose is over, he released himself from all this sense control. Then he becomes unruly. Otherwise, he'll be God himself. If his mind is totally devoted to God only for that purpose, how he can be rude to other holy people? He has controlled the senses. Look at that. Those who are Al Qaeda people, these people, that people we hear. How much austerity do they do? Can you consider a little bit of that? How they are tortured. One I know, one gentleman I know, he was in the government department. How much torture they get through when they're fighting in odd situations. How much self-control they have. They are pain excruciating, but no expression in them, in any voice. Though they are almost dying, but they are holding on to it. It's control, control, control. But that control for what purpose? God realization. Then it's a different thing. So that is the thing. We can do control our mind, everything, but that does not, if it is not used for God, then it is not the purpose itself. Then they will be, even that's why, even the Jama Devata, Jama said, my boy Nachiketa, I'll give you plenty of wealth, prosperity, life, enough. You live as long as you like, enjoy whatever you want, I will give you everything. But no, don't talk about Brahmagyan. No? Then he said, no, I need that Brahmagyan. Then the Jama said, what a great fortune. You have such renunciation. I also have that. But still I want to rule the world. That's why I am holding this position of Jama. I could have gone to renounce this position also. What is the position? For ruling over, you get some power, name. No? I am bound in that ignorance still now. But you are so fortunate. I am your teacher, but you are greater than me in renunciation. So that is to be understood. Another question, how come asuras like Hiranyakashipu and Ravana have so much bhakti and there are some good people who have no bhakti? Can you please explain this contradiction? Yes, they have bhakti. If you go, ultimately it is all God's play. I cannot say anything. Why Krishna will be needed to, why the four sages, what a poor guy they are on the guard, they love God and they're guarding Lord Narayana in the heaven. And these poor boys went, and how they gods understand their glory, and they misbehaved. And for that little mistake, so much suffering to go to the earth and this. So it's very difficult to understand the play of this Maya. So it is the thing that bhakti, they have bhakti, and this is also bhakti means two types. Bhakti is you love someone, that's also bhakti. You can hate someone, that's also bhakti.
But they are those Suras, but they are basically Vishnu's servant, Jai Vijay.
That I'm saying. But why they are acting like that? All the holy people destroy their. His brother also did that. Wherever any Brahmin is doing any home fire, destroy that home fire. Kill the Brahmins, children, kill them. Why?
Because
But
God
that is
loves them.
and I hope that we don't understand all these things. Baba, I don't want to understand. But they have love. But bhakti can be loving, bhakti can be hating. Who, brother, that's why this bhakti is called the Sutru, enmity. Enmity. If you love someone, you may think of him or may not think. But you hate someone, you always think, or bhayo, fear. You fear someone, you think that he is going to kill. Many people know, the good people, they're saying, oh, someone is watching me. And someone is always following me. And whenever I go, they pierce some rays of light to the roof it comes and they're hunting at me. No? So they're thinking of what? By that way, they're thinking of their fear. And the fear is always, hey. So God plays in both ways. This Maya is very difficult to understand. But yes, we are all bhaktas, even the animal. See, everyone with the ordinary life, we are loving something petty. That's also for bhakti. People are going for sense enjoyment. That's for bhakti. Because the God's love is everywhere. They want to have it, but going to the sense enjoyment. That's also bhakti. Why you are attracted to that? I go for ice cream. Why do I like the ice cream? There is bhakti. And bhakti for what? Not ice cream, but the sweetness. The sweetness is whose sweetness? Ultimate sweetness is God's sweetness. So that is the way. There is nothing but God, and this interplay is going on by the devotee and God in a dualistic religion, and in Vedantic term it is Maya. So this all, when you are reading this, it is all the divine play. That's why it's called the divine play. Play, divine play. So love is the core of everything.
7:30.
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanam Astu. So we'll be meeting you again at 7:30 for our Seta Setara Upanishad reading. Thank you. Jai Ma.
John.
Who in the line and who is here? Thank you all. How many are there in the line?
23.
23.
I was on the line and here also.
So